review of the Alpkit Cloudcover, which is an entry-level budget quilt. So it packs down quite small. Got it here in a stuff sack, a waterproof dry bag, but it does actually come with its own built-in stuff sack if you prefer. So, a few specs. It's £99. I think it's actually £84 in sale at the moment. Weighs 520 grams. It's got 200 grams of hydrophobic down, which is RDS certified, which is ethically sourced. It's 180 centimetres long. It's 95 centimetres at one end, 135 centimetres at the other, so it sort of tapers down the body. It's got poppers, so you can join it to another blanket if you like, but it's also got these toggles that you can pull it really tight, wrap it around your feet end of the mat and tie it underneath, keep it in place. 750 fill pies, aimed for summer use. Yeah, it's hydrophobic, so it's damp resistant. It's got this Teflon 20D polyester coating. Do I like it? Yeah. Is it worth £100? Yeah. I've used it in summer, just on its own as a duvet. I've used it both in a tent and in a club hut, mountain hut type scenario, when I don't want to take a full-on quilt. Maybe I don't want to be restricted by a sleeping bag. When else have I used it? I've used it in Snowdonia with a winter sleeping bag over the top to add even more insulation. I'm quite a cold sleeper, so it might sound a little bit overkill, but this September I was on Xtherm and a RAB 800 Ascent sleeping bag with this wrapped over the top. Yeah, it was great. What actually happens, is it increases the dew point, doesn't it? Because if there's any damp or dew or condensation around, or it actually goes onto the top layer, which would be this, which actually improves the insulation properties of the sleeping bag actually. But as I say, this is hydrophobic. It is damp resistant, so it is does retain some of its insulation properties even when it's wet. I promise to try and keep these reviews short and snappy. So there's a lot of information there about the weight and the dimensions and its flexibility. You could use it in camp, couldn't you? Just sat around in an evening having a bevy. It gets a bit cool, you could use it as a blanket. It's a good thing to have. Am I going to carry it on a wild camp for 3-season use? No. Am I going to have it in my car? Valley camps, car camps, in a hut, in the winter? Yeah, I am. It's great. If you really like the idea of having a quilt and you don't want to be restricted by a mummy's sleeping bag, you're probably going to want to upgrade for 3-season use, 4-season use. And they can get quite expensive. Using quilts, I guess, is a relatively new phenomenon relative to how long we've been using sleeping bags. But actually it makes sense, doesn't it? Because if we're in a sleeping bag, when we sleep on the insulation, when we compress the insulation, it doesn't actually work for us. So there's actually half the sleeping bag we've carried that we're not actually getting a lot of warmth from. But whereas a quilt, you're carrying less bulk, but you can use all the insulation overnight. And they're quite well tailored nowadays. So I hope you've enjoyed the review. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share if you've enjoyed it. Consider coming on a Rich Fish outdoor adventure. And I'd say if you're just looking for some extra kit, for some added flexibility, yeah, consider the Cloudcover. If you really like the idea of a quilt, invest in a much warmer quilt. Thank you.